He won't allow you to see your kids?
Her in the state.
Because you're involved with Straightway?
Because I just wanted to learn about the Sabbath. And I wanted to do what the Bible actually said. So I lost everything. But I gained everything.
That right there, Elder. What do you think? And that's our brother TJ there, obviously, if anybody knows. But what do you think was going through Jason's mind? I mean, you left the man, or not you, but TJ at that time, and then you did follow up afterwards. You guys watched the whole interview, but he was left speechless in this moment. What do you think was going through his mind?
I've talked to, like I said, Jason was very respectful, very fair in his interview, even behind the scenes. Obviously he's a Christian and he has his, things he struggled. But the thing that he could not wrap his head around was, what's the big deal? Like, if you want to do something on another day, Saturday, so what? So he was just really blown away. I even got to talk to him a little bit last night, and he even mentioned how somebody that he knows thought maybe we moved too fast. And I said that I don't think we moved that fast. All we wanted to do is, if something is put on our heart and we want to go check it out, I don't know how slow you can move. I mean, like I said, Pastor Dow is not the type of man. Anybody that knows Pastor, when he preaches, if you don't know him, he comes off very rough. He comes off very masculine. And that's not what you're used to seeing in Christian churches. Even churches that think they're masculine, they still come off feminine. And so that's not something that you would just say, oh, I'm going to jump on in. This is something you have to kind of like, okay, this is different. This just by the way Pastor approaches this whole thing, the way he shares the message, it makes you have to take a second look and actually force you to look at the word. Like, wait a minute, ooh, that doesn't even sound right. I've not heard that. Let me go back and read. Oh shoot, it's in there. Nah, let me check that. Oh man, I mean, so I to be honest with you, I wish I would have did what I did with Pastor Dow and Straightway Truth Ministry. I wish I would have done my due diligence with every other church I went to. When I went to Christianity, I would go to church, listen to the music, look at their facility, boom, I was in there, member, and I gave all. I did not do my due diligence with any church. Just Straightway Truth Ministry is the first church I literally did my due diligence to make sure that this church was legit. I mean, mind you, it's in Tennessee, way far from me, 12-hour drive. And so I had to do my due diligence because he was different. He was literally different. But guess what? He was speaking that word. And so what people want to know, it's not like pastors asking us for money or tell us to give all. I mean, he just preaches the word. Now, the word tells you to do that. If you want to be my disciples, you have to forsake all. You forsake your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, your children, yes, even your own life. The word says that. And pastor don't have a problem preaching those words. He doesn't say give to him. The Holy Spirit compels you to do what's right. So I don't know, but I hope I
I mean, I think you said it right there. I mean, the accusation being that you move too quickly, but what about the idea that these other people, these Christian people, move too quickly in judgment based off of maybe one video of criticism that may be against the ministry? And so how about moving too quick in judgment? I mean, it's something that at least Jason, speaking to you, is genuinely trying to understand. And I think, unfortunately, in your situation, I don't think you got that. I don't think you got that from the people that were surrounding you during that time, that they genuinely just wanted to understand where you were coming from. No. It was just no, it's wrong. Stay away from it. Focus on your wife.
I would say that, and I see Pastor Daniel here. Hey, shalom, blessings, Pastor Daniel. But no, this is, I would have to say, this is the first time that from a person who professed to be a Christian. I mean, there's been one, but this is the first time where I have a Christian who really took the time to really look at his Sports Illustrated, acts fair. I mean, he was fair. I mean, he didn't come in act like he was for us or against us. He just was neutral. And that's what journalism really is. When you see a good journalism, they're supposed to be neutral. They're supposed to keep themselves out. And actually, Jason Whitlock did a very good job in keeping himself out of it. things that he was impressed with. He would say it. Why he was impressed with it, because of his own personal values, and he made it clear these are his personal values and what he believed, and why he liked it. But for the most part, Jason was fair. He was respectful. He was professional, and he allowed us to tell our story. And all that's all you can ask for. Now, those who have ears to hear are going to be the one to hear, and those who have eyes to see will be the one to see. I mean, you got here Elder Rufus. He even, I mean, and thank you so much, Elder. He says, I appreciate the kindness and the professionalism that Jason Whitlock showed Pastor Dow and the leaders at Straightway Truth Ministry. And so it was very clear that that Jason tried to stay out of it. He tried to stay out of it and allow us to tell our story. And I wasn't surprised, because I saw how he was with Bishop Nathaniel. And he did the same thing with him. The only time I remember him checking him is when Nathaniel kind of went off script and started, even as hateful as Bishop Nathaniel was, and he tried to take a jab at the Jewish community. He stopped him and said, hey, just tell us about you. Let's not go off here. And so, like I said, I have nothing but good things to say about Jason Whitlock, on camera, off camera, very professional. And he's even willing to go out, and I believe he said he's going to go out and physically put boots on the ground. I don't think anybody in his situation has actually went out and go see Straightway Truth Ministry themselves. And he is being a true journalism, is willing to go in there. He's not worried about, he's going to go there and investigate himself.
Yeah.
Even my brother, who's in journalism or into the media stuff, he hasn't even been able to go out and do the same thing. So I have nothing but respect for Jason. And I think that when he comes back, he's going to just give his fair assessment. I don't know. We don't know what that is. It's just, he can see it for himself. He can see it on camera. Now he's going to see it when he actually put boots on the ground, what this is all about. He can see the women, and he's just going off of just the men, because right now, all he sees men representation right now. He sees none of our sisters, but when he sees the sister, he's going to be off. I would love to be there. I hope when he does go, I just want to see his.
That would be a good idea for you
like
to go down there when he goes down.
It'll be like, we may have to carry him out of the stretcher. He'll probably be so overwhelmed with he's talking about, he's into masculinity, he's into patriarchally. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He's gonna think he's in patriotic heaven. He's like, wow. When the sisters show him reverence and respect just because he's a man, wow, he's gonna be like, man, can I come back again? Sure, come on down. You know what I'm saying?
That's the truth.
So so I hope, like I said, it was that's what he loved about it. He could see it on camera. He can see where the men sit and everything. And so I hope Jason do what I think he will do what he said he's going to do. I think he couldn't make it last time because he got sick or whatever. But I hope he does come out and check out Straightway Truth Ministry for himself. I can even say I even appreciated Jason Whitlock when he looked at the Hebrews to Negroes. At least he made an attempt. You had all these people reporting on Hebrew to Negro, and not one single person actually opened up the book or watched the film. He actually watched an hour, and I'm like, man, he did that, not even care what's in there, but man, he really tried to give it a bit. He said, I couldn't find anything. I said, man, see, he got my respect right there.
Yeah.
See, that's respect, because he's not going to give his opinion without actually going in there and doing it. So he's fair. He's fair, respectful. And I'm hoping that when he goes down there, I think he's going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think even just, obviously we know what we spoke about last night, Elder. You did get in contact with Jason again, and he I don't know who reached out to who, but from my understanding, he came and checked in with you to make sure that, because they did do a reaction last night. He had some Christian pastors. And and we understand we're going on a Christian platform, so it's not a surprise. Yeah. We're not expecting them to 100% support, but so there are obviously some disagreements from the Christian perspective. But at least Jason came back to check and say, "Hey, do you believe it was fair?" I mean, I don't know about journalism too much, only what I see and the experience that we've had just recently with the Gazette, with Sports Illustrated.
Oh yeah, Gazette.
All this stuff, but no one ever came back to say, hey, how do you feel we did? I mean, he's actually at least taken the time to check in and say, hey, I want to make sure that I'm doing you guys, good service, and what was it fair? So I mean, it's just amazing.
I mean, and once again, like that's why I really appreciate him. And I can tell you, I mean, we don't agree on everything, and we don't and he doesn't even know what we agree or disagree yet. I mean, I saw the review, and I didn't agree with the pastors, but they were respectful, they were fair, and based off of what they knew. I hope they would be willing to meet with Pastor Dow and sit down, and let's start with the love of Jesus. Let's start. If that's our commonality, is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of the Bible, let's sit there and then let's go from there, and let's take it step by step. Are they willing to love us enough to go step by step and see? Let's see where we actually start dividing, and then we can see. Okay, are we going to divide on this? I mean, and if we're going to divide on this, show us. Are you going to love us enough to show us where we're wrong? And if you're not, and you can't give us theology or abstract or do eisegesis, trust me, Straightway Truth Ministry, we know about exegesis and eisegesis.
Yeah.
Pastor instilled that and taught us about how people put stuff in there that's not in there. But in Straightway, we take things out. Literally, what's in there, we take it out and absorb it and walk in that. And so,
exactly.
but like I said, I thought that even though, I mean, as much as I disagree, but they was fair from what they know. They don't know what we truly believe and everything. So I hope, the way Jason, pitched that question. He says, if they were here, what would you tell them? And some of the things he said. Now, one thing I know about Christianity, they say a lot of good stuff. They sound like this stuff, but they don't necessarily. It's rare for them to actually put boots on the ground and actually do what they say they're going to do. Now, Jason Whitlock, he's impressing me because he's actually doing the things that he said he will do. So I'm hoping that he will actually go on to the Straightway Truth Ministry, go check it out for himself because he said he would do it. I'm just holding him accountable to what he said, and I believe he will do it. I hope that he would. He kind of alluded bringing Pastor Dow back on the show again as a part 2, and so. I think that Straightway Truth Ministry lines up with the value and the mission of Fearless, because we are fearless. I told Jason, I said, Jason, if you want to see what fearless look like, Straightway Truth Ministry is fearless. We do not hesitate to be men. We are very free to be like men, talk like men, walk like men, smell like men. I mean, we're not controlled by our women. Our women are controlled by us. And it's at their free will. All the women that's a part of Straightway Truth Ministry, all the sisters, they choose to be here. They want to be around men. They want to be feminine. They want to be in their role. And men want to be in their role. If you don't want to be in your role, Straightway Truth Ministry is not going to be the place for you to go. If you want your wife to be in control, or you like your wife having the final say, or being equal or being partners, then Straightway probably won't be the spot. But if you truly want a biblical relationship according to the Torah, according to the prophet, according to the whole Bible that we see, Straightway Truth Ministry is for that. We are about that book. And that's why I told Jason, if there's something that we're doing wrong, love us enough. I'm going to say again, love us enough to show us our ways. Pastor Dow many times has said, if you know somebody that's doing this thing better, come and tell us, so that we can, and Pastor said, I'll show you how to follow. And I believe Pastor Dow when he says that. When he says he would do that, I believe it without any doubt.